Hey everybody, it's Briggsville here. Hello. Well, we've got some different tank action here. We've got the KV-2. Now I've only just got this tank. My crew's not particularly great. My load speed's pretty slow, purely because of the fact that this gun is absolutely huge. This is a 152mm weapon. Its penetration's not great, but it does a seriously huge amount of damage. That's what the stuff is. The problem is on a good day I can reload this weapon in 20 seconds. That's 20 seconds. I'm an idiot. I'll stop at this rock. This game is a decent game for me. It's probably one of the best I've done in a long time, performance wise. To begin with, it's actually quite slow, so I'm just going to run through what this tank is all about if you've never seen it before, and why it's a little bit controversial, because it is a controversial tank, this one. Some people absolutely love it, and they love it because of a certain reason, and that reason is the fact that if you hit a tank right with this gun, you will most likely kill it, because it's going to take off 700 damage on a good hit. Minimum, really. But if you come against something that's got quite a lot of health, like a Tog for instance, and you only have that one shot, you've just got to hope that Tog's a bit low on health, otherwise you're going to have some trouble. Another thing about this tank that's really bad is the aim's not particularly great, and the aim is also quite slow, which means that when you get on a target you have to use this gun like a 105 on the Hetzer for instance, and you've got to really get lucky when shooting, because there's a lot of drop on the bullet, on the shell, and there's also the accuracy is not particularly great. Another thing about this tank is it's slow, and it's also very unarmoured. It's like 75mm all round, which for a heavy tank, a tier 6 heavy tank, that's pretty crap. So you've got to be quite lucky when you come up against opponents, especially quick ones, because you've only got one shot, and then the likelihood is they are going to kill you. It's just the way it is. So as you can see, so far we're even with three down on each side. I haven't taken a single shot because I'm in a bit of a silly position, but the reason why I'm in this position is because my tank's not really built to go into full-on head-to-head combat with anything, unless it's like a tier 3 light tank or something silly. So what I want to do really is trying to pick my targets as best as possible. So on the right you'll see that the KV-1S is very well damaged. He's going for the M4 Jumbo, gets killed as you do by the KV-1S. That's over there. But our side, this side, is not doing particularly well, so I've got to be quite lucky here. Centurion's being a bit of an arse. He's kind of poking up and down. This battle isn't particularly weighted in my favour. There's a couple of tier 8s, there's a couple of tier 7s. Basically tanks that can do me a lot of damage before I can really get 2 rounds down, because it'll take me 40 seconds to shoot 2 rounds. So what I've got to do really is pick the target, get in and out, and get out, and then reload and then come back in again. This particular map, I've wasted pretty much 4 minutes already just sitting on this hill. But I've decided now's the time to do something useful. I could have gone into that battle 2 or 3 minutes ago, and I would have probably died, knowing my luck. But because I've decided to wait a little bit and just to see how things go, I've probably did myself a massive favour, and I'm going to head in and see what we can do. Their SU-152 is a very decent tank. It's doing some serious damage. It still hasn't been spotted by anyone yet, which is quite a big deal, considering we've only got 5 tanks left. And in this position, to be honest, we should lose. There's no two ways about it. We should lose. I haven't fired a shot. Churchill behind me hasn't fired a shot yet. And the only thing I can think of doing is just try and hold these people inside, because if I just wait to go over the hill here before I even think about engaging, they've got 4 heavy tanks: KV-1S, KV-1S, KV-2, VK-3601H. They've got 2 tank destroyers, both of which haven't been seen yet. They've got the Jackson as well, which can still do me considerable damage if it gets in the right position. And we've got a Centurion still in the middle somewhere. So we're in a bit of a state here. We seriously are. So I'm going to wait, see if I can get a shot on this KV-1S or the Jackson or something, and we'll see what we can do. Boom. Do you see what I mean? With the amount of damage this tank can do? I've hit that guy in the front armour, the best position for shooting that tank, and I killed him. 437 damage. I took a hit, I took several hits, and I got away with it really, and that shot of the KV-1S was quite lucky as well, considering how kind of inaccurate this weapon can be at distance. If your crew's got 110% or whatever it is, and you've got the crew plus plus 5% on it, it becomes a little bit more decent, and the reload becomes a bit more manageable. But it's still 20 seconds, and it's still not particularly pleasant thing to do. So what's going to happen here is the Jackson's, I think, decided that he wants to circle round. He's going to come over on the left somewhere here, as does the Hellcat, I believe. So I've got to position myself, because the turret's quite slow. I've got to kind of position myself quickly enough to kill this one shot. There you go, 550 HP gone down the toilet roll. Jackson comes into play now. He still can do damage to me if I'm not careful, and he's shooting at the Churchill, which makes it a little bit easier, and the Churchill gets a shot off him. The T-29 is dueling the Centurion at the moment, and that may come out in our favour. We'll have to find out for that. So I've taken 3 shots, and I've got 3 kills, and I've taken a 4th shot, and I've got a 4th kill. You see, this tank is a one-shot tank. If you get the right ammo, and you get the right position, and you get the right crew on board, then this tank will just explode anything that comes up against. Now, I remember the rest of this battle now, because before I didn't. I was kind of ad-libbing a little bit. The KV-2 is AFK. It's been AFK since the start. That tank doesn't come into it at all. But as you'll see here, the VK-3601H and the KV-1S are both in battle against the T-29. I don't think the KV-1S is in battle. In fact, he's sitting back there over by the wrecks on the right of the screen, and I'm not sure he can actually hit the T-29, so it's a bit of a shame. Stay alive, Churchill. The reason why I say that is because they've got 2 minutes now to try and kill our team or Cap, and they haven't got enough time. We didn't know KV-2 was AFK at this point, otherwise I'd have made my way over there straight away. But I get a pretty easy shot on the KV-1S here. I kind of pre-shot him, as it were. 17 health. Kind of a waste of a bullet, really, considering this bullet. That bullet should have done around 910 damage. But I'm not complaining. 5 kills with the KV-2 is not too absolutely terrible at all. VK-3601 goes down in a second. We're also told that the KV-2 is AFK, and the time basically runs out. I think I get a final shot off at this guy, and I miss. That would have murdered that tank. It would have absolutely murdered it. And my reload's so slow, I can't take that second shot. So technically, I'll just pause it for a second because this is the final kind of bit of the video. Technically, by missing that shot, if that tank was a bit better than it was, its gun a bit better, for instance, then he could have killed me with that shot that he took a second ago. So that's what the kind of the bad things about this tank is if you don't hit with the first shot and immobilize them, or get rid of their gun, or just simply do as much damage as possible, then unfortunately you're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, the last 40 seconds of the match is us simply trying to get to B4. It is not enough time. It's going to take me a week to get there. I tell them it's going to take me a week to get there because that's what I do, and it's over, really. I'm pleased with this tank. I'm gonna say this now, okay? This tank isn't for the faint-hearted, because you will, and I mean this wholeheartedly, you will have an issue with this tank at some point, because your reload's too slow, your armor's too weak, and you are too weak. You are too slow in general. That's just the way of the tank. If you can deal with that, this tank is really good. Really good. I personally, though, wouldn't choose this over a 1S or a 150, T150, but if you want the tank anyway, just for the sake of having it, then go, by all means, have a go, see what you think. Anyway, that's been me, Brigzil, giving you some more World of Tanks advice, showing you the KV-2. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.